Good evening and thank you for joining us for tonight's sport news on NBC3. I'm Wesley Fries. Coming up in the sport bulletin, Julius Blue Machine in Ndongo to defend his WBO Africa title Saturday evening. Paralympic athletes looking ahead to the Doha, Qatar 2015 Athletics World Championships. And on the international sports scene, Sept Blatter back at FIFA headquarters days after being interrogated by Suez investigators. That and more coming up. Stay tuned.
NBC brings you the sights, the sounds and the excitement of the English Premier League as the 2015-2016 season kicks off.
Brendan Rodgers is leading his Liverpool team.
Who will challenge the champions Chelsea for the title?
Coutinho, title challengers, you better believe it.
Can Arsenal and Liverpool finally break the drought and win the biggest football crown in England? The English Premier League. Let the mind games begin. Only on NBC One.
Welcome back, and we start with update on the visit of Shirley-Ann Fraser-Pryce. The Minister of Internal Relations and Cooperation hosted a farewell dinner in honor of Jamaican sprinter Shirley-Ann Fraser-Pryce, who was visiting the country. The event, which took place at the Independence Museum last night, was attended by members of the Diplomatic Corps and senior government officials.
Guest speaker at the event, Kenyan High Commissioner Jenga Gatitu, highlighted the rich history of athletics in Kenya and the common grounds his country shares with Jamaica in the area of athletics. He also noted the significance of Fraser-Pryce's visit, adding that it would help drive local tourism. Gatitu urged African countries to support sport, describing it as a vital player in the continent's economic growth and also as a unifier, a much-needed ingredient for African cooperation.
Sport is a beautiful thing. Sport builds bridges. Sport enhances harmony. Sport brings wealth. It's a wealth creator.
Fraser-Pryce, on her part, thanked Namibian people for their warm welcome and gracious hospitality during her stay in the country.
I love everything about it, just the way you're proud and you express yourself as a country, or your children are not proud to show their heritage and where they're from. And I would love for Namibia to show more of that to the world, because that's what the world wants to see. We want to see that Namibia is like anywhere else. It is a wonderful place. So thank you so much for hosting us.
The Jamaican sprinter has been touring the country for a week. She concluded her stay with a visit to the Heroes' Acre, where she laid her breath on Namibia's fallen heroes and heroines.
On to boxing news now, and local boxer Julius Blue Machine in Ndongo will be in action to defend his WBO Africa title on home soil this coming Saturday evening. The fight will form part of the No Mercy Part 4 boxing bonanza under the auspices of the Nesta Topaya's Boxing and Fitness Academy.
According to a statement released by the popular boxing stable, Ndongo will take on the hot Zolani Marali from South Africa. The fight is seen as a curtain raiser to Ndongo's upcoming world title, where he will face IBO world champion Edward Trajsovski, who challenged him recently. This latest development means that local boxing fans will be treated to 3 international fights on the same card. The main bout will see Emmanuel Prince Nainjala take on Sebo Ngema from South Africa for the WBA Pan-African title, while in the supporting bout Lucas Desert Storm Sakaria will be up against Sir Kamati for the vacant WBA Pan-African featherweight title. The boxing bonanza is set for the Venture Country Club and Resort, and tickets will be going for $200 apiece, available at CompuTicket.
From boxing news, we bring you athletics news. Paralympic athletes Lahia Ishitile, who is visually impaired, and Skuluwe Echingarai, who has cerebral palsy, will participate at Doha, Qatar 2015 Athletics World Championships. NBC Sport News caught up with the 2 athletes at Oshana Hero Sport Club Disability Regional Championships held at Oshakati Stadium over the weekend. The athletes said the tournament is one of the stepping stones for them on their way to the ultimate goal in disability sports.
Ishitile from Oshana Hero Sports Club, who has won a bronze medal at the All-Africa Games recently, says she is excited about the opportunity, saying that she worked very hard to compete at the Qatar Athletics World Championships. She says preparations are going well, although she's experiencing technical hitches because of training by herself without a sighted guide.
I feel very happy, but obvious these games out of the country, they are always tough. and I'm managing myself to get something to bring in our country. I expect to bring my NGVs to a silver medal or a gold medal in each attempt I'm going to run.
According to Echingarai, sport has many advantages apart from going to compete. It is also a great opportunity for him to travel abroad. He said Onakayale Disability Sports Club is fully behind him as he is the only one who hails from the Msati region.
I managed to qualify to SA this year in March. So it was not easy, this stuff. And every time my coach tells me, Echi, this is your goals. Try to do it. And then I almost focus it. So finally, I make it. So I'm ready to participate at Qatar. So to make my country proud. And I really make sure that I'm to bring something.
On to Sevens Rugby now, and the first Surfland Property Group Sevens Rugby tournament that ended in the capital over the weekend proved a huge success. The tournament saw close to 700 players competing at international, club and schools levels.
As expected, it was the international level that caught the eyes of those in attendance, in which South Africa's Blitzbokke, Namibia, Zimbabwe and Poland participated. South Africa showed supremacy throughout as they went on to beat Zimbabwe 31-0 in the final. With Rugby World Cup happening in England, the tournament presented a great opportunity for Namibian Sevens Rugby as it serves as an important warm-up event for the African qualifiers for the 2016 Olympic Games, which will take place on the 14th and 15th of November in South Africa. South Africa have already qualified for the Rio Olympics, but there are 2 more spots available for African teams. The winner of the African qualifiers will qualify automatically, while the second-place team will be involved in the repage competition against teams from other continents.
From Rugby Sevens, let's look at karate news. Caitlin, Martin and Zaid LA are the 2015 Senior Karate Grand Champions. The two won the highest accolade during the just-ended National Karate Championships held in Ongwediva over the weekends.
For the first time in years, the national championships were held in the northern town of Ongwediva, bringing over 200 best karatekas the country has produced over the years to compete for the grand prize. Ongwediva-based Namibian national head coach and championships director Freddie Muya says karate is an art which requires perseverance and promotes unity amongst different races. Muya says the championships were held in good sportsmanship, adding that he is happy with the current rate at which the sport is growing in the country in comparison to previous years.
Go do talent identification, go to the regions, do some championship, not just within Windhoek. Obviously, if you look about talents are based in many areas. You go to rural areas, constituency levels, you get talents in those areas. So that's why what you look at karate that within our national team, it involves everybody from all walks of life.
17-year-old Caitlin Martin won the women's category and is rated number 5 on the African continent in female category in the Kata Division 4.
I feel honored because it's something I've always wanted and I've trained really hard. So when I went to Congo for the African Games in Brazzaville, then the pressure was heavy because it was against the world's champions.
Zaid Ali, who is also fresh from the just-ended All-African Games, could not hide his joy when receiving his accolade.
Ecstatic, I feel very ecstatic. It's a great honor to win this. I've been looking for it for a while. I was out of the country for a while, not training, but I'm back now. I'm where I belong on top, and I've been working hard. So.
And finally, on to international sports news, and we have news from FIFA. Sepp Blatter was back at FIFA headquarters 3 days after being interrogated by Swiss investigators at the scandal-battered governing body's headquarters.
Blatter is expected to hand over power in February when an emergency election is held, triggered by the president's resignation statement 4 days after being re-elected for a 5th 4-year term in May. But the 79-year-old Blatter does not appear to be planning any sudden exit, despite being the subject of a criminal investigation over his management of world soccer. Blatter was questioned by Swiss investigators on Friday about why FIFA paid 2 million Swiss francs to UEFA President Michel Platini in 2011 for work supposedly carried out at least 9 years earlier. Blatter denied wrongdoing, and Platini, who was also a FIFA vice president, was only questioned as a witness. Platini wrote to UEFA members reiterating Friday's denial of wrongdoing while still not addressing why there was a 9-year gap between carrying out his work and receiving the payment. Platini became a FIFA advisor after running in the 1998 World Cup in France until 2002 when he joined FIFA's executive committee. Platini's letter did not reference his election campaign, but he wrote, "I am aware these events may harm my image and my reputation, and by consequence the image of UEFA." Blatter's statement did not reference allegations by Swiss prosecutors that the president undervalued the awarding of World Cup rights to former Vice President Jack Warner. As FIFA was attempting to contain the latest escalation in the corruption scandal, meetings shaping leaders of the future who can potentially salvage the body's reputation were being held at the quarters.
With that, we've come to the end of tonight's Sport News. Join us again tomorrow for more. And don't forget to log on to our website. That's www.nbc.na/sport, or tweet us at SportNBC. Otherwise, like our Facebook page at NBC Sport for more sport news. Thanks for watching. I'm Wesley Fries, and that's my sport.